What's up? It's Kristen. Welcome to or back to the How to Vegan podcast. I hope you're having a really good day so far. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm super stoked to record this episode and put it out there for all of you because today we're going to be talking all about accidentally vegan food. You know, foods that were not created intentionally to be marketed to vegans, but they just so happen to contain zero animal products whatsoever, making them totally vegan and giving you even more options for when you need them. Although they're not usually the healthiest options, but we'll get more into that in a little bit. So for today's episode, I've put together a giant list of pretty much all of the accidentally vegan foods that I could find, at least the ones that I thought were worth mentioning. So we've got a list of accidentally vegan breakfast foods, accidentally vegan beverages, salty snacks, candy, other sweet snacks like besides candy, and baked goods. There's literally that many accidentally vegan foods that I just separate them up into categories like that. I initially wasn't going to, I was just gonna list them through them, but there's actually a lot of them. So that's why I'm doing a whole episode dedicated to this. And also condiments. I didn't mention condiments. I separated it out into like a separate category too. So it's gonna be a good one, y'all. So if this is your first time tuning into the How to Vegan podcast, then yay, I'm so glad you're here. If you're watching this right now, then you're watching this on YouTube, and this is the unedited video version. So this comes equipped with all of the mess ups and the stumbles and anything that goes on behind the scenes of a podcast that you normally don't get to see. So if you're watching this on YouTube, then what up? Make sure to subscribe and share this episode with all your peeps. Also, since you're watching this, look how cute this tee is. It says vegan, vegan, vegan. It's actually a crop top, but I love it so much. And I got it from purevegantees.com. I'll leave a little link below. I think right now they're doing like 20 or 25% off or something like that. So head to their website, check it out. Hashtag not spons, but cutest tee ever. So like I was saying, I'm so glad you're here. Right now is the perfect time to make sure you're subscribed on your favorite podcast listening platform. So whether that's iTunes, Apple Podcast, Stitcher, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, where all the unedited video versions live, go make sure you're subscribed. And if you ever need just like a jumping off point and can't remember where to go to find the podcast information, just head to my website, kristenemily.com. and click on the podcast tab, or you can go to kristenemily.com/podcast and you'll find everything you need there. Just a heads up, I'm getting married in like a month, so my website name is gonna change. Little teaser for you guys there. If you know who my boyfriend is, then you'll know what my last name's gonna be. But just a heads up, my website will be changing later this year. If you'd like to support the podcast for completely free, then click on the little Amazon link in the show notes / description. How kind of depends on whatever platform you're watching this on. Anytime you shop on Amazon, and they'll kick me back like a small little percentage of whatever you buy. So whatever you buy on that trip, as long as you use my link, then you're good to go. And I have a list of like all my favorite things, and you can see them all, and there's pictures and everything. So my reusable utensils and my reusable straws and my Instant Pot and my vegan Doc Martens and just everything that I love is on my little list. So go use that link in the description, and then anything you buy, it kicks me back a little percentage, which is super helpful for me. So thank you to those who use my link. Y'all are the best. And if you really love the podcast, then please head on over to iTunes or to Apple Podcasts or to YouTube and leave a little rating and a review. I guess on YouTube it'd be more like a comment, and make sure you subscribe. But if you have iTunes or Apple Podcasts, please go leave a 5-star rating and leave an awesome little review if you like the podcast, of course, because it just helps more people see the podcast. It helps it like go up in ranking, and that's what I'm looking to do. I just really want to spread that vegan love. If you guys know me, that's my goal. So please go do that. That would be awesome. And don't forget to share this episode with any of your peeps who might be interested in these tips and accidentally vegan food ideas that I have for you. So go ahead, share that vegan love. Like I always say, it feels good and the ripple effect is real. Start small and it grows person by person. So you can make a difference. Okay, so without further ado, let's just dive right into today's episode, all about accidentally vegan food. So let's just start here. What are accidentally vegan foods? Accidentally vegan foods are those that were not created intentionally to be marketed to vegan eaters. And if you're new to the idea of veganism at all, then a vegan is someone who doesn't eat, wear, or support the use of animal products or animal exploitation in any way, at least as far and as practicable, at least as far as possible and practical, at least as far as possible and practical, that is, which can differ for everybody, but that's general idea of what a vegan is. If you're new to this, go check back on some of my first episodes of the podcast and I've got a really good one called The Top 3 Reasons to Go Vegan. So if you're new to veganism, go check that out. Really helpful episode. So just a few things that I want to note before we dive into the list of accidentally vegan foods. So ingredients may differ in every country. And I pretty much put together this list for people or for products that are sold in the United States. So if you live in a different country, even if you live in the United States, just read the label. You never know. But this is for stuff that's mostly in the United States, at least. So just a heads up. Also, just because something is vegan doesn't necessarily mean it's a healthy option. I think this is something that people think all the time. Oh, you're vegan, you're so healthy. No. All the food we're going to talk about today is pretty unhealthy. Like, this is food that I don't eat a lot, if at all, ever. A lot of this stuff I've never even tried. But there's, no one said vegan had to be healthy. There's options out there. You could literally live off of Oreos and Coke and French fries dipped in shitty ass ketchup and you would be vegan, but you would not be healthy. So keep that in mind, that these are not like healthy options. But they're good to know for when you need them. Some of these items may contain palm oil, which many vegans try to avoid because it's literally ruining our rainforests and ecosystems and displacing so many animals in the process. Y'all, if you don't know about this, look into palm oil, look up why most vegans kind of steer clear. This is one of the reasons I don't eat food like this, is because a lot of times it has palm oil in it, and I personally try to steer clear if I can. After I saw a picture of a displaced orangutan, it ruined my brain. I can't stop seeing it. If I see palm oil, I see this displaced, beautiful animal, and it just breaks my heart. So I really try to steer clear of palm oil when I can. Some of these items may also contain sugar that has been refined through animal bone charcoal. And some vegans are a bit more strict than others and avoid this, but others don't. You just have to decide for yourself. And remember, eating vegan isn't about perfection or a quest for personal purity, unless that's what it is for you. But in all reality, it really is about achieving real change for animals that are suffering in the food industry, in the entertainment industry, in the fashion industry, all of those things. So eating these foods here and there, make that decision yourself. Another thing, most of this research for this episode was done online. Again, I don't ever eat this kind of food usually. I mean, sometimes here and there, but some of this stuff, like I said, I've never eaten. So just to be sure, make sure you always check the label before you buy something thinking it's vegan, even if I said it is. I don't know how many times I've heard somebody or watch a YouTube video and they're like, oh my God, this is vegan, it's so good. And then I go and I always check the label, but sometimes it won't be vegan. So just double check. It's always best. What I was going to say was checking the ingredient list should be just habit for you by now, especially if you've been vegan for a while. But it's totally good to just have a jumping off point and know what products to look for when you're shopping. So whether you're shopping and you're just wanting some yummy snacks, whether you're on a road trip, whether you're hanging out with your non-vegan friends, or you're in a city or a town that you're completely unfamiliar with, those times definitely happen. And let's be honest, who doesn't just crave some vegan junk food sometimes? That happens. That's a thing. It's also good just to have an idea of some It's also just good to have an idea of some accidentally vegan foods that you can eat for those times, when you're at a friend's house or a party or all of those things I listed before. There's so many times it comes up where you're just like, oh my God, I'm hungry, I wish I could eat. Knowing that some of these are vegan might just help you. So that's kind of the point of this episode, not go eat all these foods all the time, but just so you know when one of those kind of scenarios occur. And sometimes you just need to eat food. Sometimes it's the only option. And if you're wanting to stay vegan, then you at least know you've got some of these options. Alrighty, now that we've covered our little bases there, let's get into the lists of accidentally vegan foods that I've put together for you. Starting with breakfast, of course. Okay, so I was a little surprised here because I don't know how I didn't know this, but Captain Crunch, I can't say Captain Crunch Crunch Berries, Captain Crunch Peanut Butter Crunch. Those are all vegan. I don't know how I didn't know that, but I'm stoked about it. So next time you want a little bowl of cereal, you can go get some of that if you miss it. Quaker Cinnamon Life and Original Life. So those are really good. Cinnamon Life is so good. I haven't had that in so long and now I really, really want it. Quaker Puffed Wheat. So there's some cereal options for sure. Something that I do want to mention about cereal. Kellogg brand cereal, the Kellogg's brand, they're not vegan. They contain vitamin D3, and their D3 they source from sheep's wool grease, meaning that they're unsuitable for vegans, which it says right on their website. I've seen some like Kellogg's cereals that are vegan, but I personally, just to be sure, I avoid all Kellogg's products because I don't really want to support the use of animal products. And if it's in some of their stuff and not in others and you're not sure, I just steer clear of it. So if you weren't aware, that's something to look into, but I just avoid Kellogg's brand anything. Another breakfast item, Aunt Jemima pancake. Another breakfast item, Aunt Jemima pancake and waffle mix, the original and the whole wheat blend. So of course it's going to tell you probably to add milk and eggs, but you can substitute those out for flax egg or another kind of vegan egg and some either water or non-dairy milk. So there's some like pancakes and waffle mix that's already good to go. Unfrosted Pop-Tarts, those are definitely vegan. Don't get the frosted ones, but the unfrosted ones are vegan. I don't think I've ever had the unfrosted ones, so if y'all have, hop on over to my YouTube channel, let me know how they are. If you ever have any comments about anything I'm talking about in any of my podcasts or questions or anything, the How to Vegan Podcast YouTube channel is the perfect place to go find this episode so you can connect with me and ask me questions. And if you're like, oh my god, I've tried those unfrosted Pop-Tarts and they're fucking good, or they taste like fucking shit, I'd like to know. So it's a good place to stay connected with me. So unfrosted Pop-Tarts, those are vegan. And if you're ever looking for some bagels, that Thomas's brand bagels, those are vegan. A lot of the other ones aren't. Sometimes they'll have egg or just weird non-vegan stuff in there, you know? But the Thomas bagels in cinnamon swirl, cinnamon raisin, everything, onion, plain made with whole grain, and 100% whole wheat flavors are all vegan. So if you're at a friend's house, you see some bagels, you're like, oh shit, I know those are vegan, I'm gonna slap some peanut butter on them. Or if you want to take them on a road trip, those ones are good to go. Again, probably not the healthiest. If you can find some locally made bagels, those are best. But those are available in a lot of places, so I just wanted to include those for you. Okay, next, because it's not the most exciting topic, beverages, but I did want to throw this in there because some of you might want to know. LaCroix, I drink that shit all the time. Love LaCroix, that's vegan, clearly. The Starbucks unsweetened black coffee, like in the gas station and grocery stores, I guess you can find. I've never had it. It's like a little plastic or glass container, it looks like. Excuse me. It's just unsweetened black coffee. That's vegan. The Ghirardelli Premium, Ghirardelli? I don't know how to say that, and I think I have to say that again, but Ghirardelli, maybe, I don't know. Their premium hot cocoa is vegan. So just don't use dairy milk and you're good to go. And apparently the chocolate caramel, the chocolate mocha, and the double chocolate of the Ghirardelli, God, fuck, I should have looked that up. Premium hot cocoa, those are vegan. So if you're ever in the mood for something sweet like that, then check that out. Red Bull, Monster Energy drink, those are both vegan. Horribly awful for you, but you have an option if you need it. And then Kool-Aid, all the varieties of Kool-Aid. Again, I don't think anybody should be drinking Kool-Aid, but if your kids are wanting it, or you're just like needing a throwback to the 90s, or your childhood, or whatever, Kool-Aid's vegan. So just wanted to list that for those of you wondering. I don't know why it wouldn't be, but just a heads up. Okay, let's get into some salty snacks, because who doesn't love some salty snacks? And I've got some good ones on here that might surprise you. So the first one I have on here is the Skinny Pop White Cheddar. So it's that popcorn Skinny Pop brand, and the white cheddar, they have a non-dairy white cheddar. I don't think I've ever seen this. Maybe I have and just didn't even realize. They have like an aged cheddar. That one's not vegan. I think they have a regular white cheddar, but they have, I don't know if they do, but this Skinny Pop White Cheddar, I think it says non-dairy cheddar on the little like label. is vegan. So I'm gonna be looking out for that because I love popcorn so much. Corn nuts. Corn nuts are vegan. I didn't know that. Ranch, barbecue, original, and chili picante are all vegan. Now that I'm sitting here, I'm questioning the ranch, but I'm gonna look it up. Corn, nuts, ranch, ingredients. I like did this research over several days, so I just wanna like make sure that it's actually vegan, because some of this stuff I'm like, I don't know. I'm now like questioning it because a ranch flavored something shouldn't be vegan. I think it is. Oh my god, another thing I should have mentioned was that a lot of this stuff has MSG in it. Monosodium glutamate, which I don't think you should be eating a lot of that. It really doesn't make me feel good when I eat it, but again, it's a flavor enhancer. It's in a lot of this stuff, which is why a lot of this stuff is super addicting. But yeah, it looks like it says it has lactic acid, but it doesn't say it has any milk or anything in it. So allergens, none. Shit, yeah. So yeah, okay, those ranch ones are vegan. My research was correct. So ranch, barbecue, original, and the chili picante corn nuts are vegan. Lay's barbecue potato chips. I think the Lay's original, I mean, there's a lot of the Lay's ones that are vegan, but the barbecue ones are vegan, and that took me forever to realize that those would be vegan because a lot of the coatings on chips have milk in them. So barbecue Pringles, those are super good. The Lay's dill pickle potato chips, those are vegan. Doritos. You think you can never have Doritos again. You're like, shit, I can't have Doritos anymore. Oh, you can. The spicy sweet chili and the Blaze, 2 kinds of Doritos, are vegan. Apparently the Blaze ones, some people had last weekend. I think Casey tried them at a party we were at, and he was like, those are so spicy. So heads up, they're spicy, but the spicy sweet chili, those are really, really good. So if you're needing just a Doritos fix, then you have some options, which is good to know. So the Kettle brand maple bacon chips, those are vegan. I never would have been like, oh, I'm gonna turn this over and see, but those are vegan, and I've had them, they're really, really good. The Maui style Maui onion potato chips, those are vegan. Some of the other ones aren't. Again, flip it over and just double check, but the Maui style Maui onion potato chips, I think it's like a purple bag, those are good, those are vegan. Fritos corn chips, Fritos, you guys, and the bean dip. Fritos bean dip is vegan. I mentioned that in my last episode, which is all about vegan road trips. So if you're needing some vegan road trip tips, go check out that last episode. But Fritos and corn chips and the barbecue, apparently it's barbecue, not BBQ, but like bar and then a B and a Q. The barbecue corn chips from Fritos are vegan too. A lot of the Triscuit flavors are vegan, like most of them are vegan. So if you like Triscuits, go check those out because they have hella flavors and most of them are vegan. Lots of wheat thin flavors are vegan. Again, they have a ton, like sun-dried tomato, they have a lot, and most of them are vegan. So I was unaware to even think about looking at that. So those are vegan. Ritz crackers. You would think those would have like butter or something in them. No, those are totally vegan. Slap those with some like vegan cheese. Bring that to a party, I will eat the whole thing. I love Ritz, I don't know why. The Ruffles all dressed potato chips. You guys, if you haven't tried the all dressed potato chips, take my word for it, they're so good. They're like tangy, sweet, barbecuey, spicy. Oh, they're so good, and they're vegan. So I think those just like barely made their way into the US. I think they're Canadian, but thank you, Canada, if that's where they're from, because they're so good. Takis. I had never had those until a couple weeks ago and I fucking hated them, but the Fuego and the Nitro Takis are vegan. They're like those little corn roll things. I don't know, they're really covered in like flavoring, and that's not my favorite. The Original Sun Chips, those are vegan. The Hers brand onion rings. I'm assuming it's Hers, Herrs. My last name's Her, but the HERRS apostrophe S, Hers onion rings, those are vegan. So if you're craving that and you see those in a gas station or a store, you can snag those up. And the Super Pretzel soft pretzels. I didn't know those were vegan. If you look up the little like image of them, you'll know what I'm talking about. But Super Pretzel soft pretzels are vegan. I think they're in the frozen section usually. I don't know if they come with cheese sauce or anything like that, but the pretzels themselves are vegan. So you could grab some of those, bring them to a party, make some cheese sauce out of cashews, and you are good to go. I have a really good chili cheese dip on my Kristen Emily, soon to be Kristen Pound, hint hint for those of you that are still listening. YouTube channel. So if you go to Kristen Emily, find my YouTube channel. I have a really good chili cheese dip in recipe for you on there. So I'll leave a link for that in the description or the show notes as well. So that's what I have for salty snacks. Let's move on to candy. And just a heads up, I'm planning on doing a completely separate episode on candy before Halloween because there are actually a shit ton of vegan candy options, like so many. I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, but there's a lot. And instead of me spending this entire episode talking about candy and diving into every single thing that there is, I'm just gonna kind of highlight some of the ones that were a little surprising or ones that I like a lot. But keep an eye out. I'll probably do another complete separate episode on vegan candy before Halloween, so you guys have a complete guide for those of you who like to hand out poison to children. I don't know, it's fun. I still can't decide if I'm gonna, who knows? It's so hard because candy's good, all the kids are doing it, but then it's so bad, and I guess everything in moderation. I'm not a mom yet, so I don't know. Okay, candy. Let's talk about candy. So the first thing, Chico sticks. Those are like the insides of Butterfingers, and I had never had one before, and they're so good. Like literally, I want to take one of those, dip them in melted chocolate, let it sit out, and it'd be like a Butterfinger. So those are really good. Chico sticks. If you see those, you can have them. Most gummy candies, stay away from. They have gelatin in them, which is disgusting ground up animal bones and tendons, and it's just a byproduct of cruelty in the animal, in the factory farms. So steer clear of gelatin if you're wanting to stay vegan. But Sour Patch Kids, those are gummy, those are good, those are vegan. So that was surprising. That's surprising for a lot of people. Oh man. And this is why the unedited video versions are fun, because you get to see me like choke on my spit and just about die. Go YouTube. If you guys are watching this on YouTube and you want you want the actual good quality audio that's been edited and produced a little bit more, hop on over to iTunes, hop on over to Spotify, hop on over to wherever you listen to podcasts or music or whatever, and find the podcast there. And it's definitely a more like narrowed down, edited, produced version of a podcast. And I'll leave links for all that in the description of the YouTube vid. Okay, another candy that's vegan that blew my mind is Swedish Fish. I love Swedish Fish. The actual Swedish Fish brand itself is vegan, but some of them contain beeswax, like some of the off brands and stuff like that. So always check the label. Just check it, because you don't want to be eating beeswax if you're not aware of it. That's happened to me before. I've been like, oh, Swedish Fish, and it's been like an off brand. I'll turn it around. I'm like, fuck, those have beeswax in them. Zots. Zots are vegan. Do you remember those? The like burst open and then there's like bubbly foam in your mouth. I love Zots. Purple Zots are so good. So if you're wanting something gummy, another option is that Haribo brand Sour Sketty gummy candy. It's like spaghetti, but like shortened to Sketty. S''Ghetti, Sketty. So that Haribo brand, normally steer clear. They normally all have gelatin. But the Sour Sketty gummy candy is vegan. I don't think I've ever had it, now I want it. Red Vines, probably my top favorite road trip food. That, if I have Red Vines and popcorn, I'm set. I love Red Vines. Twizzlers are also vegan. Airheads, Smarties. If again you're wanting something kind of like chewy and gummy, those Brock's brand Mandarin orange slices, those are vegan. Dots, those are vegan. Dum Dums, if you're just wanting like a little sucker, those are good to go. Juji Fruits, and lots of chocolate is vegan. People are like, what do you do without chocolate? Oh girl, you can have chocolate. You can have hella chocolate. You just can't have chocolate that has milk in it. So a lot of the dark chocolate is good to go. They're making vegan milk chocolate. I mean, it is getting out there, but if you're wanting some chocolate, look for some dark chocolate, and that Lindt brand, Lindt, Lindt Excellent Dark Chocolate Bars in the 70, 80, 85, and 90% cacao varieties, those are all vegan. And you can find those in a lot of places. So I wanted to list that, but if you're craving some chocolate, find some dark chocolate, turn the package over, read the ingredients. It might be vegan. You never know. So that's what I have down for candy. I just wanted to knock a few out. But again, I'll probably do a whole nother episode on that before Halloween and dive even further. Probably some healthier candy options, some stuff you can buy online that are like vegan M&Ms, and there's vegan candy bars like Snickers, Almond Joy, they made like vegan versions of all of those. So keep an eye out for that episode. And if you want me to do that episode, if that's something that sounds good, hop on over to my YouTube channel and let me know. Okay, let's get into some sweet snacks and baked goods. So this is everything that was kind of like sweet except for candy. So I just kind of like lumped it into a sweet snacks and baked goods section. So the first one I have is Cracker Jack. Cracker Jack, totally vegan. It's like the little caramel corn with peanuts. You would think there'd be butter or something in there, but good to go. So if you see Cracker Jacks and you want it, go for it. I don't think I've had that since I've been vegan, but I love popcorn, so I should. Fruit by the Foot, those are vegan. I used to get those in my lunch boxes. Those are good to go. Oreos, this is probably the most known like accidentally vegan food, or Oreos, because you would think the middle have like cream, but they're such horrible ingredients. A lot of times these like accidentally vegan foods are vegan because they use just like chemicals and oil and just shitty ingredients, but hey, they're vegan. So Oreos, most of their flavors are vegan. I think maybe the peanut butter ones aren't, but I think they have so many flavors now, it like blows my mind. And pretty much all of them are vegan. So if you're wanting something sweet, get some Oreos. And then they also Oreo makes like a chocolate cone for ice cream. Those are vegan too. So if you want like a nice little cone to go with some vegan ice cream, you can get the Oreo chocolate cones. Tic Tac mints, those are vegan. I used to eat those all the time in like elementary school, and I just don't anymore. But for those of you who like Tic Tacs, those are vegan. This is kind of surprising. The Duncan Hines Double Fudge Decadent Brownie Mix is vegan. A lot of their stuff really happens to be vegan. Their California Walnut Brownie Mix is also vegan. And then they also have like a lot of their cake mixes and stuff are vegan as well. Of course, you're supposed to add like eggs and stuff like that, but you can skip that and do a vegan egg substitute of your choice. But a lot of their cake mixes, like their yellow cake, and a lot of their cake mixes are vegan. So Duncan Hines is a good way to go if you're wanting like to make something that you don't want to make from scratch. And then another bonus is a lot of their whipped frostings are vegan. So there's like chocolate, fluffy white, and vanilla. The Duncan Hines whipped frosting, those are vegan. And I think they might even have some other ones that are vegan. So again, just go scope it. You're not gonna love the ingredient list. Like it's gonna just look like a bunch of non-food items, which it technically is, like not really food, but it's an available option for you. Ghirardelli, again, Ghirardelli, I should have looked it up, but their double chocolate brownie mix is vegan too. So there's some options as far as that goes. So if you're craving like brownies or cake, you don't have to completely make it from scratch. You can get that and kind of go from there. Nature Valley Crunchy Granola Bars, those delicious crunchy granola bars that I used to eat like every day in high school, those are vegan. The Apple Crisp, cinnamon, maple brown sugar, peanut butter, those are my favorite. Pecan Crunch, that sounds good. And roasted almond. So those are good to take with you in the car, on a road trip, camping, whatever. Lunches, like I said, those Nature Valley crunchy granola bars are good to go. Jell-O, instant pudding and pie filling. No, not Jell-O, gelatin, Jell-O mixture. Although they do make vegan Jell-O now. But the instant pudding and pie filling. A lot of times those are used in like cake recipes, or if you're just craving some banana cream or cheesecake or chocolate. I think most of them are vegan. You just mix them with some non-dairy milk. I don't know how well it works, but the actual filling mix itself is vegan. Same with the cook and serve pudding and pie filling. So the instant and the cook and serve, and like there's lots of different ones. I don't know if all of them are vegan. I'm not gonna read all the ones that are. But if you like that kind of stuff and you're gonna use it in a recipe or something, flip over the ingredient list, double check, but a lot of those are vegan. Just wanted to let you guys know. Keebler Fudge Shop Fudge Pops. I looked for those the other day in the store because I was like, fudge pops that are vegan and probably cheaper than the vegan brand ones, but I couldn't find them. But Keebler Fudge Shop Fudge Pops are apparently vegan. Alrighty, well, that was cool because I think my memory card ran out of room. Sweet, so we are going to pick up where we left off. Normally my camera turns off, but I'm using a different camera this time. I'm using my Canon 80D, my new one I got for Christmas last year. And yeah, okay, I think that's working. Okay, so anyway, okay, I had to turn back on my audio. Sorry, you guys, if you guys are watching this on YouTube, this is literally part of the behind the scenes. So, okay, let's just get back into it because this is gonna be a long episode. There's a lot of accidentally vegan food. So, okay, let's just get back into it. I ended on the Keebler Fudge Shop Fudge Pops are vegan. Okay, I'm gonna take another sip of water. Okay. Another thing that was kind of surprising, to me at least, when I first went vegan and found this out, was that the Marie Callender's frozen fruit pies are vegan. Again, very awful for you, but they're vegan. And all of them except for the pumpkin pie and the southern pecan pie. So all their frozen fruit pies are vegan. So this is great for, you know, holidays, or if you are invited last minute to a party or to a dinner party and you need to bring dessert, you can grab one of those and at least you know it's vegan. Or if you see someone at their, you know, see one at someone's house, you're like, ooh, I can eat that. I know that's vegan. So that one blew my mind. I definitely thought there would be animal products in there for sure. Same with the Sara Lee's frozen pies. Sara Lee frozen pies. The apple and the cherry, those two are vegan. So Marie Callender's frozen fruit pies, I think all of them are, except the pumpkin and southern pecan, and the Sara Lee apple and cherry. This was, I don't think I knew this one that I'm about to mention until I did some research last week for this episode, but the Pillsbury, no, this one I did know. Let's skip that one. And I'll do that one next because I hyped this up. But the Pepperidge Farm puff pastry sheets are vegan. I don't know how I didn't know that. Like, I would have made like puff pastry like type recipes, but I didn't know that was out there. I thought I was gonna have to make it all myself. So if you're into like making recipes that have puff pastry in them, the Pepperidge Farm puff pastry sheets are vegan. I think they're in the frozen section. Pillsbury crescent rolls, the original ones, those are vegan, you guys. So again, holiday times, all that jazz. Pillsbury crescent rolls, those are vegan. Good to know that because never would have assumed that. Betty Crocker Bisquick original pancake and baking mix. I could have put this in the breakfast ones, but I think more people kind of use this for making like, I don't know, for baking other things, maybe for strawberry shortcake and stuff like that. But the Betty Crocker Bisquick original pancake and baking mix is vegan. Smucker's Uncrustables. Never had one, but maybe you like them or maybe your kids like them or something. But those Smucker's Uncrustables in the frozen section, those are vegan. Cliff Bars. Every flavor is vegan except for the mini blueberry crisp. Just a heads up. This one's one of my favorites. Nutter Butter. Nutter Butter's so good, you guys. I don't know why it's so good, and they're totally vegan, which, again, some of this stuff is good to know, and then sometimes you're like, I wish I didn't know that those were vegan, because if I see those somewhere, I'm gonna eat all of them. But Nutter Butter, those are vegan. The Nabisco Original Graham Crackers. You want to usually stay clear, avoid graham crackers because they usually have honey in them, but the original ones from Nabisco are vegan. So if you're wanting some vegan s'mores, get some vegan chocolate, get some vegan marshmallows, which they do make. Get these Nabisco Original Graham Crackers and you are good to go. Krispy Kreme fruit pies. The apple, the cherry, and the peach. Those are vegan, like the little handheld fruit pie things from Krispy Kreme, those are vegan. And I also think some of the ones from the gas stations, like the old school brand, I don't even know if they make them anymore, just those like hand pie things, like glazed with the fruit in the middle, horrible for you, but I think some of those are vegan too. So probably depends on the brand, but check the ingredients if you like that kind of stuff. Chocolate chip Teddy Grahams, those are vegan. I think some of the other Teddy Grahams ones might be vegan too, but that one was surprising to me that the chocolate chip Teddy Grahams were vegan. Luigi's Real Italian Ice. Those are like those tube things, I think. Smart of me to be doing that. Those like tubes of ice, Italian ice. I think there's like a lemonade and a pink lemonade one. Those are vegan. Luigi's Real Italian Ice. I think that's what I'm thinking of. Maybe I'm thinking of the Minute Maid ones, but Luigi's Real Italian Ice. The Minute Maid ones might be vegan too. Keebler Fudge Jumbo Sticks. I wonder if that's different when from the Keebler Fudge Shop Fudge Pops. Sounds like it. Down here on the bottom of my list, I must have found this later, but Keebler Fudge Jumbo Sticks. So apparently Keebler Fudge Sticks, Fudge Pops, are vegan. I am yet to find them, but yeah. So not gonna lie, a lot of those cheap cookies that you can find at most grocery stores are vegan too. Like I just was completely unaware. I went to like Albertsons the other day and those like Albertsons brand cheap ass cookies, even like the marshmallow fluff ones coated in chocolate, if they're cheap, they might be vegan because I think it's cheaper to use non-vegan ingredients since a lot of the vegan ingredients are subsidized. That doesn't really make any sense. That's not even what I meant to say. Different train of thought going in my head there, but that is true that a lot of the vegan products are subsidized, but they still are a lot more expensive than just some of your shitty ass chemicals and really cheap oil. So a lot of those like really shitty vegan cookies and treats are, my brain today, a lot of those like treats and cookies and stuff like that that you can find at maybe some of, you know, maybe even the Walmart brand, like chocolate covered cookie things, and just check them. You never know, they might be vegan, because when we went to Albertsons, I was like, this is bad because all of these are vegan and I should never know this. Luckily I don't get cravings for these things, but a lot of that stuff is vegan. So always check the label, you never know what you're gonna find. Okay, last thing, let's talk about some condiments, and not just like ketchup, mustard, but like things that you can use on top of other things and things like that. I just wanted to separate it into its own little category because it kind of didn't go anywhere else. So the first thing I have on there is the Kraft Creamy Italian Salad Dressing. I had no idea that was vegan until I did this research, but apparently the Kraft Creamy Italian Salad Dressing is good to go. Campbell's Mushroom Gravy. This is great during the holiday time or if you're throwing it in a casserole or something like that, but the Campbell's Mushroom Gravy is vegan. Very good to know. A lot of the like little packets are vegan too, but if you're just needing like something simple and you're good to go. Bacos, you guys, like bacon bits, those are vegan. I didn't know that for so long, and again, they're not good for you, but I think they're made out of soy and just a bunch of flavorings and stuff. But the Betty Crocker Bacos, bacon flavor bits and chips are vegan, and same with the McCormick Bacon Pieces, bacon flavored bits. So on top of a salad, they're really good in scrambles, like tofu scramble to give it kind of that smoky, bacony taste. However you, like on nachos or chili cheese fries, or however you would normally, on salads, however you would normally use like bacon bits, clearly, you can use them, because not all of the brands, there's like real bacon bits, but there's a couple of them that are vegan. So the Betty Crocker McCormick, the Bacos, bacon bits, bacon pieces, those are vegan. Check the back just in case, but heads up, I didn't know that until a few years ago, and good to know, especially if you're at a salad bar and, you know, there's not much you're getting, loaded up with bacon bits and you're good to go. You can always ask what brand it is too. Hershey's syrup, the strawberry, the light, the sugar-free, and the special dark, and I think just the regular Hershey syrup are all vegan. And the one plus calcium, I don't know what that means, but I have it down on my list. So the Hershey syrup is vegan. So if you're wanting some ice cream with some chocolate syrup, I hate chocolate syrup, but some people love it, or like chocolate milk or something. And same with the Nesquik chocolate syrup and the strawberry syrup. The Nesquik is good to go too. Idahoan mashed potatoes. So those are like in most stores. They're just Idahoan mashed potatoes. Get those. They don't have any animal products in them. Good to go. Again, good for like holidays and stuff like that. The Lipton Recipe Secret Onion Soup and Dip Mix. That's vegan, so just don't add non-vegan stuff to it. So either use vegan sour cream or vegan yogurt or whatever you'd like and add that mix to it and you have like an instant dip. So if you're in a hurry or something like that, good to go. Same with the McCormick French onion dip mix. French onion dip sounds really good right now. So again, just use like vegan sour cream. I have a really good recipe on my YouTube channel, so I'll link that below for you guys. Super easy, vegan sour cream. Mix some of that dip mix in there and you're good to go. The Old El Paso enchilada sauce. In case you're craving enchiladas, that stuff is vegan. The Smucker's Spoonable ice cream topping is vegan. Marshmallow, so the Smucker's marshmallow ice cream topping is vegan. Pecans and syrup, pineapple strawberry, sugar-free strawberry, and walnuts and syrup are all vegan. So some of the ice cream toppings, again, this is some of the stuff's good for kids, but I know some of you guys like this stuff too. So again, not the most healthy options, but just so you know. And then the Smucker's Sundae syrup and strawberry is vegan too. So some nice ways to end your night with a little ice cream with some toppings if you're into that, or like a banana split or something like that. So there's options. You guys, there are options, I promise. Clearly, from this giant list I just went through. And this wasn't everything. Like, I had to narrow it down to some of the ones that I thought you would want to know about. So go do your own research. Go check this out for yourself. You might be surprised at what you find. And if you have any that I didn't list at all, go over to YouTube, find this episode and let me know, like, hey, did you know about this? Did you know about this? Like, let's get a discussion going, because who knows? I might not know of something that you know about and someone else, so go comment in the comments if I missed one of your favorites. So yeah, that's it. That's all I have for you on the list of accidentally vegan foods. I really hope you liked this episode. It took me a hot minute to do all this research and everything, and I was like, why am I researching just unhealthy foods? But for people that are just starting going vegan, or for all those times I kind of mentioned before, road trips, parties, hangouts, family gatherings, it's just good to know what your options are. Again, always check the labels, but it's always good to know, like, oh, Nutter Butters, I can have those. So you just don't feel completely restricted all of the time. So I hope you like this episode. This one was a fun one to put together, and hopefully we'll start getting into some more healthier episodes soon. I just have been focusing on vegan fast food. I did an episode on that, and road trip tips, which isn't usually the healthiest, but I just really want to get these episodes out there for people who are wanting to go vegan, or who just went vegan, or who are just struggling with some of these things. So that's why I've kind of started putting some of these episodes that steer a little bit away from health out there, because like I said, just because it's vegan doesn't mean it's healthy, and sometimes you just gotta steer away from the health and dive into the junk food realm. It happens to all of us, at least most of us. So, like I said earlier, make sure you go subscribe on YouTube. It's the perfect place to ask me any questions about any of the episodes, or leave a comment. Go leave a little review and rating on iTunes or Apple Podcasts. Share this with your friends. It would mean so much to me. Please, please, please use that little Amazon link that I've got for you in the description or the show notes. It's free for you guys, and it kicks me back a teeny little bit of money, which adds up. I do this podcast for free. It really means a lot to me when you guys use that little link, so thank you again for those of you who do. If you have any ideas for an episode, please go leave a comment on one of my YouTube videos. Hit me up on my Instagram, which is kristen.emily. Go find me on Facebook. Go check my How to Vegan Facebook group. I'm everywhere. And just let me know. You can message me, you can slide into my DMs if you have an idea for an episode, and I'll add it to my little list. I've got a list of episodes going, so if you have something you'd like me to cover, let me know. I had somebody, I think the last episode, say, I would love for you to do an episode about raw veganism and something else. So I promise I've got them all listed, and I want to cover everything that you guys need help with. That's what I'm here for. So again, all of the links that I mentioned, everything that I talked about that you would want to know about, there are going to be links in the show notes or the description, depending on where you're watching this or listening to this. So you can also, if you're, just like, I don't know where that is, you can always go to kristenemily.com/podcast, which again will soon be kristenpound.com/podcast, because I'm getting married in like a month and a few days, so I'm super excited. So if you're needing a jumping off point, go to my website. You'll find everything there that you need. You're good to go. So thanks again for listening. You guys are awesome. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you're having a really great day, and I'll just catch you guys in the next episode of the How to Vegan podcast. Peace.